guys, this is Mario again. I know I already made 3 fucking videos today, but I'm going in for surgery on my mouth on Friday, and I won't be able to talk for a little while, so I'm just posting everything I want up before I'm not able to do this for a while. Plus I gotta go out and do shit tonight, so a lot of people have been asking me this question, and I do have a definite answer, even though the year quite hasn't really began yet that much, just a couple months. What's my favorite album of the year? That's a very simple answer. It's between 2. If one indeed in fact was released before it turned 2009, I'm not quite sure on the date of that. Let me check real quick and I'll be able to tell you, because I don't want to misrepresent anything on this video. So let me check it real quick, because I got all my stuff downloaded on my computer. So let me see here. When was this made? Okay. Well, that one don't count. So my favorite, the best album that's came out this year is from one of my favorite bands, Cattle Decapitation, and it's called The Harvest Floor. And that album, to me, has been, even though it's pure death metal, it's been the most artistic and creative album that's came out. Even though one of my other favorite bands, Agoraphobic Nosebleed, their new CD came out, and Slipknot's new CD came out, and Lamb of God just put out a CD last week. And I give this for a couple points. The intensity of their music has rose 100%. Their vocals has not completely changed, but it's a more understandable pitch. It's not the low growling, it's more of a high pitch, which I like, I prefer. But I like both of them either way. The guitars are really more defined. The drumming, the double bass, kick pedals have the intensity of that has just went through the fucking roof. And the bass is really eminent as well. And it's just because with all their CDs, it's very different styles of death metal on each CD, but they do it to a point where you don't have to be a music buff like I am to tell that they've changed anything. The artwork is just killer, like all their artwork is. Just overall, just a very killer CD. But anyway, this has been kind of a disappointment. I thought more stuff would have came out by now. The new Les Claypool kicks ass, but there's not really enough on it to tell. I'm really still waiting to see when that new Primus CD is coming out, because they tentatively say that it's supposed to be this year, but with Primus, I learned a couple of things for loving them over the years. That they say one thing, and a lot of other things do happen, a lot of things are, a lot of things factor into it, time schedules. Les Claypool has so much on his plate all the time, which shouldn't be an excuse, because Primus is what started Les Claypool, but I understand. And it's just going to be great to hear. I really, Primus is probably in my top 3 groups. And just to hear that come back, that will be such a gift to me when it does happen. I will be at the midnight release of that one. That does come to pass, so. And that will be at the top of my list. But I'm not going to list it now because it's not out yet, so. For me, if you haven't heard it yet, it's Cattle Decapitation. They're on Metal Blade. One of the best artists that Metal Blade has ever produced. And all their stuff is good. Even their independent stuff is really, really good. And I don't care if they're vegans or not. A lot of people give that argument, well, they're vegans, they're pansies, they're pussy. No, it doesn't. It's just that's their food. That's what they eat. They just prefer not to eat meat. And you know what? That's fine with me because I'm all about freedom of choice, you know. And I touch on a couple other things. People ask me why I don't get into politics and all that. Well, that's not what my channel's based on, you know. I'm not really, because any kind of government's not going to suit me ever. So I don't get into politics. I don't vote. A lot of people would say, well, that's a negative. It's not to me because my vote's not going to count anyway. If there's no one running that's to my liking, that stands for what I stand for, I'm not going to vote for him, and there's never going to be anybody that exceeds my expectations in the White House or any place else for that matter for me to vote on. So I take the time to go do that for something that I don't believe in. People ask me, well, why don't you get into like military issues and stuff like that? Well, that's another thing because I don't believe in the military, okay? They might say they're doing a good job over there and that, but all I see is my hard-earned money going to the biggest nothing in the world except to help make a few people get richer and me staying in the same place. It don't help me out whatsoever, and I would never be stupid enough to join the military anyway for my beliefs. They go against everything I believe in. It's not because I'm a coward, it's just because why fight for something that's not what I believe in? And a lot of you can say, well, you're a musician, you would fight for freedom of speech. Well, that's not true. Freedom of speech is very overrated. There is no such thing as freedom. The only thing that's true about freedom, the only time you do get freedom is when you die. Freedom is just another way of saying death, okay? You're going to say whatever you're going to want to say. It's not like the medieval times when they would chop up your head for saying it, okay? But that's slowly being taken away from us anyway, and no matter what I do except for produce more music like I do, that's the best way to fight it, okay? Going over there and killing somebody that I don't know, this never harmed me, does not grant me anything, okay? They have families too, okay? And that's why I don't like to get into this debate, because if you side one way or the other, people call you one thing or the other, so I stay out of it because, frankly, it's not interesting to me, and I only concentrate on the things that are interesting to me, which is mainly music and tattooing, okay? That's my interest in life, okay? So, like, some people are obsessed with Transformers, or comic books, or movies, or such and such. Mine just happens to be heavy music. That's what I was born to love. That's what I do love. So if people can't accept that from me, well, then they can't accept me, because that's myself. I believe in what I am. I stand true to that by doing what I do. Okay? You guys aren't going to hear from me for a little bit. It's not that I left. It's just I'm not going to be able to talk. So until we meet again, stay true to the underground. Later.